Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bigger Than Race, exposure to all things truth, whether you like it or not, with unique perspectives from different beings from all walks of life. This is Bigger Than Race. Investigate truth on your own terms. Welcome back to Bigger Than Race. You know who this is? This is your boy, Brando. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bullish update. Now, some of you may not have CEEK in your portfolio. I know pretty much everybody has heard of it, but if you have not, you're new to the Patreon group, CEEK VR is a must hold. And after this update, after taking a deeper dive into the white paper, I am more bullish on CEEK VR than ever. They are the only one doing what they are doing and servicing the labels and the whole industry as far as music, streaming, changing it. They're calling themselves the ticket master of the virtual world, of the Web 3.0, because we know everything is merging and going to another level. And CEEK VR is here to play. So I was doing some research, and there are some things that stood out to me that I wanted to highlight. And CEEK is a profitable company, and they've done it all through revenue. So they're the perfect model of a successful company. Now, CEEK you can get on 1inch exchange. You can also get it on Uniswap. It's cheaper on 1inch exchange. And a little secret, guys, if you are trying to purchase an ERC20 token and you go and check CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko and you try to find out where it's located, if there's utility for an asset, you can pretty much get any token on Uniswap or 1inch exchange. Maybe you didn't know that, but there's a little tip for you. A hidden secret. Now it says CEEK is growing. World-class partners and distribution channels, including some of these you don't see on their website. Apple, T-Mobile, partnered with Google, Oculus. Plus 10 mobile computing OEMs. Estimated device installs based on 10 plus partners preloading CEEK VR app. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, CEEK Studios and Micro Studios. So CEEK is planning to have multiple locations for a studio so people can go in and experience the CEEK VR aspect of things. They're going to have it in Seattle, Sacramento, Las Vegas, San Francisco, Honolulu, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Austin, Dallas, Nashville, Chicago, Atlanta, and New York. The HQ is the first planned studio grade build in Sacramento, California. CEEK is not playing. They're trying to establish themselves like the Dreamscape. And there's only a select few locations of Dreamscape, but it seems like CEEK VR, since they're creating themselves to be the Walmart, the only Walmart of VR. Guys, the proof is in the pudding. Now, below is a short list of select partners and experiences. Universal Music, Disney Music, World of Dance, Empire State Building, the Space Center, the CEEK VR, Victorian Theater, Concert Arena, Hangout Lounge, Sports Complex, Great America Rivalry Series, exclusive VR broadcast, a project in development for Oculus VR. That's big. T-Mobile CEO is going to announce the partnership with CEEK. That is yet to happen, ladies and gentlemen. And once that happens, boom! You know what it is. Now, the V-commerce slash education medical partnered with Berkshire Hathaway's Richline Group, Miami Children's Hospital for VR training, Miami-Dade College created President's Announcement in VR, VR Lab curriculum for NYU, and Baptist Health VR medical training courses. Now, CEEK is an ecosystem catalyst with strong early mover market positioning in VR, who will now be able to expand these capabilities by providing increased functionality using blockchain technology. Now, you see here, it's showing you CEEK versus all of the other competitors. CEEK checks all the boxes: platform agnostics, mobile compatibility, smartphone, unethered to computer, content platform, retail integration. Price is starting at $15. Additional equipment is not needed. And the field of view 105. Now, the cheapest one for the others is $99, $129, $799, and $599. And CEEK is at $15. Which one do you think is going to be the mainstream adopter? I'll tell you, CEEK VR. Let's go. Now, the problem, without a cross-platform standard VR applications, the result is high development costs, and games and engines must port each vendor's APIs. In turn, this means that each VR device can only run the apps that have been ported for its SDK. The result is high development costs and confused customers, thereby limiting market growth. Showing you VR App 1 with Unity, 2 with Unreal Engine, 3 with WebVR, 4 with proprietary engine. This is a continuation of the same image, showing you that it leads into CEEK VR, which is connected to OSVR, Oculus, Samsung Gear VR, and Daydream, all operating in unison. The solution, the cross-platform VR standard, eliminates industry fragmentation by enabling applications to be written once and will then run on any VR system. We're talking about interoperability, ladies and gentlemen. The interoperability can't just happen alone on blockchain. It also has to happen in the VR world if they are trying to push virtual reality to the mainstream. This allows access of VR devices and integration into those VR systems used by their applications. So you can have any VR system and be able to operate anywhere. Now, the application interface, Open XR, which is you see leading down to CEEK, and all of the rest of them. And leads back down to the OpenXR device layer to the VR device. So all of them are all connected. Now, over the upcoming months, our long view focus is to position CEEK as the definitive mobile VR entertainment market leader. We are using a unique approach, leveraging our early mover advantage and team's deep industry expertise and relationships. The CEEK executive team comes with a proven track record of industry leaders ranging, pay attention to this, from Microsoft, Boeing, the Walt Disney Company, DreamWorks, SKG, 20th Century Fox, the NFL, Verizon, and Zynga. Ladies and gentlemen, Zynga is the traditional company for Gala Games. Gala Games is Zynga. Zynga is Gala Games on the blockchain side. And I know, and we know, that the games that Gala is creating, they're going to have some kind of implementation of VR. They're being built with it. So who do you think is going to be first to help bring Gala Games to the next level? Yep, ladies and gentlemen, you heard right. CEEK VR. If you missed out on the Gala run because you couldn't get enough, this is your chance for a bite of the apple. Hence, no pun intended, because of the Apple partnership CEEK VR has. Oh, did I say that out loud? You damn show straight. Now, let's continue to go. Let's continue to go. Now, we're here on the white paper. Now, real quick, let me show you this entertainment market at a glance. VR entertainment market at a glance. Fortune 200 million headsets to be sold in 2020. 500 million video streamed daily, which is Billboard in 2016. Global live music industry estimated at 25 billion. Fast forward, global entertainment market 2.3 trillion. The music industry revenue continues to shift from physical and digital sales to streaming revenues, and VR represents the highest level highest level of engagement and revenue opportunity for interactive music streaming. CEEK is currently the only product in the marketplace offering labels a streaming VR opportunity with CEEK's Patent VR Deluxe package. Now, that means that if you are a label, you have to mess with CEEK. There is no other option. Now, VR Deluxe Bundle case study. We don't need to go over that. It's just at $16.99. This just shows you some of the experiences that they have. CEEK VR's partnership agreement with Universal Music Group grants rights to live performance content with top-tier artists, including Lady Gaga, U2, Sting, and Neo. It don't get any bigger than that. Now, this talks about some of the CEEK partnerships. Oculus VR announcement of partnership with CEEK. It was under the rug, but it was in their white paper, and we found out about it. Now, it also says, actually, let's read this. CEEK has teamed up with the Universal Music to launch new album releases with our VR headset at retail. We created a full VR concert experience for the platform, which can be unlocked using promotional code. Universal Music is the number one music business on the planet with multiple labels covering over 14,000 artists and a cumulative artist Facebook fan base of over 1.5 billion. CEEK's partnership with Universal Music Group grants rights to live performances with top-tier artists such as Rihanna, Lady Gaga, U2, Sting, and Neo. CEEK boasts a growing ecosystem of world-class partners who are using the CEEK platform to scale existing 2D content into virtual reality, as well as creating and distributing uniquely original experiences. We are in late-stage discussions and have upcoming releases with Oculus VR, World of Dance, leading award shows, sports teams, brands, festivals, and over 30 labels, studios, and mobile carriers. Additionally, CEEK is partnering with universities and hospitals to offer educational programming. Big. We already went over this. So basically, guys, CEEK is just going to be huge. This is where the locations are going to be. These are what some of the cities are going to look like. It's going to be a wonderful experience. They got movie experiences. So, I would definitely come check out this white paper here. Now, they have a CEEK NFT marketplace, will enable creation and trade of blockchain-based digitized assets online. Collectibles, seekers can hold rare and limited digital physical goods. Membership, seekers will have exclusive access to content, experiences, and more from their favorite celebrities. Ownership, music rights. Owners and publishers can track their royalties, dividends on digital assets streamed on the CEEK decentralized player. CEEK's NFT platform is designed with REST API on dev.io to ensure that the platform uses 1/1 millionth the energy usage and CO2 output of Bitcoin. Dev.io also enables tremendous cost savings at scale at 1/1 millionth cost of Ethereum, a fraction of the cost. This is big, guys. Really big. Now, let's continue. I actually wanted to show you something here. So, Metaverse Market, it is predicted that the metaverse industry is bound to expand further, provided that growth in the NFT and VR sectors in the aftermath of the COVID-19 and acceleration of the blockchain adoption across the globe. According to Strategy and Analytics, global market research company, the global metaverse market is projected to reach a 280 billion valuation by 2025. To further support this observation, the South Korean Securities stated that the global metaverse and VR market are expected to witness a tenfold surge from the valuation of 33 billion USD in 2020 to a whopping 338.1 billion USD by 2025, and eventually becoming a 2 trillion USD dollar worth industry by 2030. Now, don't you want a piece of that? I sure as hell do. Major tech companies are simultaneously defining Metaverse as a land of future opportunities and launching various platforms and products in this area. As of January 2021, Microsoft recently acquired ZeniMax Media and launched a virtual reality related device, HoloLens. NVIDIA has launched a collaboration platform called Omniverse, where people can work together in a virtual office. Facebook also announced Facebook Space and Horizon. And you also have Zepeto, which not only creates avatars in virtual worlds using facial recognition and augmented reality, but also creates and trades items such as clothing. Now, the virtual reality market, the industry is going through significant positive changes as domestic and foreign IT companies are expanding their investments in VR tech in response to the evolution of the 5G and arrival of the cloud era. According to a report by the ITP, the big IT enterprises like Facebook, Microsoft, Sony, and HTC commenced investing a lot in VR technologies. However, in the Korean market, the VR is mainly being developed by the three primary telecommunication companies, SK, KT, LG. Here's the trajectory from 2016 to 2020. All you saw is it going up. They just told you that it's going to 338 billion by 2025. I believe it'll be sooner than that, and 2 trillion by 2030. So what you mean? You don't want to get up on some seat? Boy, you better seek it out. Now we're here on Crypto Slate, and I'm showing you all of the virtual reality assets in crypto world. You have Decentraland, Division Network, Senso, CEEK VR, Rune, Vibe, PKG Network. CEEK VR is the biggest sleeper of them all. So sleepy. Oh, I need to wake up right now from my sleep because I'm just so sleepy. Now, real quick, I want to highlight something one of our members of the BTR community shared with me. He said, bro, wow. Oh my God, can you say bullish? CEEK VR is the truth. Dude, you're talking about industry partnerships with Universal Music Group, Chainlink, Apple, etc. Retail partnerships with Best Buy and Target. You already know other retailers are lined up to sell the device. Dude, they're using Tendermint consensus protocol for block rewards. Sounds like CEEK VR is going to be the Stellar Lumens XLM of the internet sector. Why do I say that? With CEEK allowing entertainers, venues, and individuals to create and mint coins, interactive shopping while the concert is going on. Really? Bro, this thing is going to be massive. Thank you for sharing. Guys, I'm going to just let this ride out on this video here with Mary Spio, the CEO, founder of CEEK VR, having a conversation with Microsoft. This is very bullish, and you need to pay attention, and you need to make sure you have enough CEEK, because when this thing takes off, I don't want to seek you later.
Hi, I'm Annie Parker from Microsoft. Welcome to Source Code. Welcome to our guest today, Mary Spio, the CEO and founder of CEEK. Mary, welcome.
Thank you so much.
So tell us a little bit about CEEK. What's the business do? So CEEK, we are a streaming platform for virtual events and experiences. So think of us as a Ticketmaster for virtual events and experiences. So we deliver to all different platforms. So virtual reality headsets, traditional desktop, we're omni device. So whether you want to see a concert in 360, or if you want to go to a conference in 360, that's basically what we deliver. Most of our content is delivered in 360 VR.
Cool. And how long has the business been going for?
So the business has been since 2016.
And this isn't your first startup, right?
It's not. It's not my first time at the rodeo, so to say. I've had some experience. Actually, I've had quite a bit of experience with startups.
So, what made you start a startup in the first place? Where did that desire come from?
For me, it kind of evolved, right? Because I started out as the head of satellite communications for the Boeing company, and we launched a startup inside of Boeing, which was Boeing Digital Cinema. After that, there was a lot of demand for my services, and since I'm only one person, I decided to launch my first company so that I would be able to service a lot of the clients that I had.
And how did that go? How did the business kind of track out after the first year or so?
It did really well. It kind of evolved. So the startup was about delivering content for independent filmmakers. So I turned that into an online video platform. And what I found was that it was going to be ad supported. But as we went to speak to advertisers like Coca-Cola and so on, they wanted to use the platform itself. So it ended up becoming an enterprise application. So it was an online video platform, and it was used by over 200 radio stations. Actually, we partnered with Microsoft Xbox as a result of that. So it worked out really well.
And what sort of stage did that business get to? Did you raise funding? Did you kind of go through that whole process? What was that like?
So it was, the success of the business was also its doom, if you will, in the sense that we were doing really well, growing very quickly. So we decided to raise capital, which is when I decided to bring in an investor who felt as if, having a startup with a female founder was not exactly what he wanted to do. So he came in, replaced myself with a male founder who he thought would be more, Silicon Valley, more appropriate for Silicon Valley. So that
sucks,
yeah,
right?
It does.
So how did you deal with that? What did you I guess sort of the practical response as well. You're the investor, but that must have hurt a little.
It did. Initially, it was a lot of ice cream, but after that, I looked at it and said, you know what, I'm going to go back to work. So I started looking at different companies, and it was through that process that I actually came across virtual reality. And then I said, you know what, I think that once you're an entrepreneur, your mindset kind of shifts. And so as I was asking a lot of questions about VR, at that time, it was only just desktop devices and everything was just for gamers. And I was asking questions about how do we deliver this for music? How do we do this? And I saw a massive opportunity to do something that I truly, truly love. So it kind of led me to where I am today. So in a way, I'm not thankful to him, but in a way, I'm thankful for the journey. Yeah.
Interesting point you just flagged there of you went back to work, but did you find that a bit more of a challenge after you'd been a founder and running your own business for a little while?
It was not as much of a challenge because I've always had that entrepreneurial. I think that I've done really well in corporate environments because I've always taken the entrepreneurial approach. So when I was at Intelsat, I kind of approached it from the perspective of, how do we I would sit with a lot of the executives and try to understand the business from that perspective. And I'm not quite sure, where I get that from. So I've always been entrepreneurial, even within different organizations. Sometimes it's challenging, but more often than not, it's been, very positive.
And you're an engineer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're an engineer, but you're also an entrepreneur, which means you have to be creative. Yes. You have to kind of balance those two things out. Have you found that an interesting challenge as well?
I found that an interesting challenge because I consider myself a child of two worlds, right? The technical as well as the creative. And it's like engineers are purists. You're either an engineer or you're creative, and the creatives are very elitist. Either you have this and you're creative, or one or the other. So I feel like throughout my career, I've been asked to choose one or the other. But through being an entertainment technologist, it allows me to be myself, which is live in the middle, which is have the ability to work with the technical team as well as with a very creative team. I say that, and that's how CEEK actually came about, because it's the only place where I can talk about Newtonian physics to the engineers, and then turn around and talk to Universal Music about Lady Gaga and Megadeth and super super creative things.
That's so interesting, and I love the way that people try and box us into being one thing when nobody's ever one thing. We're human beings, right?
Right. And I think people expect it to be a left brain or a right brain. I prefer to be a whole brain.
I love that. So let's wind it forward now. We're at CEEK. We've left the old business behind. We've come up with the next idea. And so you mentioned you're a few years old now. How's the business going?
It's going well. Same challenges with raising capital, but it's going really well. I say rough waters make really good sailors, and so I feel like I've built a much better company than I would ever had if everything was just handed over to me. So it's going very well.
So on that point, if you were to kind of look back, do you think that you were able to raise the amount of funding that you needed for CEEK, or do you think that there's still some perhaps issues out there in VC land where they're still not funding female founders?
I mean, there's a huge, issue in VC land, and that's not even just coming from a personal perspective. If you look at the numbers with, as earlier, just a few years ago, only 2% of the, funding going to women, which is crazy to think that we're building future civilizations and ignoring half of humanity's brain power. But those things are still there. I haven't raised any capital from Silicon Valley. Fortunately, I've raised capital from from my partners and also from users of the platform. So our funding has come completely outside of Silicon Valley, but it's also proof of the platform that we're building, in that customers are saying, look, we need this platform to be out there, and we're willing to bet our money on it. So we have, top athletes that have invested in it. We have, top, top everything, and our own partners, streaming partners that have invested in the business, which I think that by itself speaks more, to it than anything else. So it's through our network and our clients that we've been able to fund the company, and most importantly, we funded the company through revenue. So,
hang on, say that again.
You
funded your company through revenue.
Yes, most importantly, we funded the company through revenue, and I feel like we've checked a lot of the boxes, but I always say with Silicon Valley, there are some invisible boxes that you cannot check regardless, because we have great traction. I mean, we're working with Microsoft and Universal Music and T-Mobile, and the list goes on. And we have mega clients, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry. It doesn't get any bigger than that. And so I felt like we were kind of wasting our time a little bit trying to convince people that couldn't be convinced, and so we just had to look elsewhere. And now we're getting ready for the next phase of rounding of funding, but in terms of with where we are and where we've gotten to, that's been through revenue and through some incredible partners and users of our platform.
Incredible work. I mean, geez, that's amazing to hear that any founder say that they can fund part of their growth through revenue or all of their growth through revenue. That's like the golden standard, right? Isn't it?
Right.
It's the gold at the end of the rainbow. What does that mean for you? So going forward, what's the big vision for your company?
So the big vision, is to make, I look at virtual reality as the next iteration of the web, right? So Web 1.0, we had text and pictures. 2.0, we had video, and the next iteration of the web is the participatory web, which is Web 3.0 or 3D web, where now I can walk into your storefront versus just looking at, let's say, a video. And so we want to make that accessible to everyone. And for me, it's super important, because having come from an emerging world where I was so inspired by something that I saw on television, I was exposed to a documentary on space exploration, which led me to follow my curiosity and become a deep space scientist. So I want to make access, remove all the friction from making access to the 3D web available and accessible to everyone, no matter where they are on the globe, which means, mobile, building for mobile, that's a part of it, and building devices that are cheap and easy to access by any and everyone.
That's so cool. And wouldn't it be amazing if there's a kid somewhere around the world that's kind of interacting with that and gets inspired to do what you've done?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So being a founder is hard work. You can get a lot of no's, a lot of doors slammed in your face, and not everything is always super successful. So what keeps you going when things get hard?
On one side is having a great family behind me that believes in what I'm doing. And on the other side, it's being able to find partners such as Microsoft and amazing people that are advocating for what we're doing. So those are the little and big victories that I look at. And I think today, while it's so difficult, to be, female founder of color, it's also the best time, to be a founder, a female founder, because there's so many advocacy groups and there are a lot of people fighting super hard. So if those people believe in what we're doing and they're fighting hard for us, and I see the results of that, I've benefited, from the results of that. So that keeps me going, knowing that, I'm not in this alone, and it doesn't matter how hard it gets, that there's always a way, and it usually turns out well. So I believe in the end of the movie, and I'm not leaving.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'm also sitting there next to you with my bucket of popcorn.
Yes, thank you.
So when you decided on this kind of founder career, what did your parents think?
Interestingly enough, my mom has never had a job. She's always been an entrepreneur. She was, actually, I was counting money when I was 3 years old. I just didn't know that I'd become one, because they always wanted me to take the traditional path of, go be, actually engineering wasn't in the path, but they wanted me to be a nurse, doctor, lawyer, something. And so I think that it was kind of in my blood. I didn't even realize that. So I kind of saw her going through her, everything that she was doing. And so she was very supportive. My dad is, supportive of everything that I do. So they're excited about, what I'm doing, and have been super, super supportive. I wouldn't have been able to make it through a couple of very rough patches there without them, being able to just pick up and go be on somebody's couch, and knowing that they would rather send me their rent and make sure that I keep going. So they've been extremely supportive.
It's great to know that. And I think one of the things that I always like to make sure of with any founder is that there are plenty of people out there who are happy to help. You just need to ask for it.
Yes.
And asking for it can sometimes feel like a bit of a failure, but it's just not true, is it?
Exactly. And that's one thing too that has been super helpful is, it took me some time, but I realized that, wow, you get more yeses than nos when you ask, and a lot of times too, what I've discovered is, for example, recently I went to see, one of my colleagues, and I said to him, look, I'm having these challenges with, raising capital. And he was like, wow, I thought everything was good. I didn't realize that you were having these issues, and I can introduce you to so many people. And that's exactly what he did. He made some amazing introductions. He has a bigger network. And so I think that it's super important to ask, because a lot of times nobody's going to offer help to you if they don't know that you need it.
So true. And to your point as well, most of the time when people ask for help, you kind of always get it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think people kind of feel bad about saying no, especially when they know you're trying really hard. So even if they can't help you, chances are they're going to, put you in touch with someone who can help.
So much has come out from this conversation that's super helpful, I'm sure, to many founders around the world. And thank you for sharing everything that you have. But before we wrap, what other pieces of advice do you have for founders out there that might be watching today?
I think, one thing that kind of stands out to me is, as you're building your business, as you're building your startup, you kind of have to think about what position in the world you want, and I summarize this thing that my dad said to me a long time ago about, like, in life, there are, two things that you'll be remembered for. One is the problems that you solve, and the other is the problems that you create. and there are a lot of good problems in the world. Pick some good ones to solve. And that's the same thing with startups. If you want to, be able to impact the world, you have to decide what problem you want to solve and who you want to solve that for. And if there are enough people that need that problem solved for them, then you're going to do well. I guess they call those moonshots. These are problems that can affect 1 billion people, which is basically something to look at. Just start with your community and then to the world at large. So find some good problems to solve with your startup, with your talents, skills, passions, all of that.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for everything you've shared today, Mary. It's been a great pleasure to meet you.
Thanks
Ladies
for watching, and gentlemen.
Folks. My name's Annie Parker from Microsoft, and this has been Source Code.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the bullish update from CEEK VR. I hope you are getting your bags packed, because we are going to see CEEK in a new reality, and that reality will be right on the moon. You know who this is? This is your boy, Brando. Investigate truth on your own terms.